think a lot of people still aren't taking creatine, or they're hesitant to. I'm going to share a study, a link to a study in the description of this video that will dispel all your fears on taking creatine. Everybody, not even if you don't work out, everybody should be taking creatine monohydrate. Past claims that it's connected to kidney issues have been debunked entirely. The only negative side effect that comes with taking creatine monohydrate is that within the first week or so, you might feel bloating. People think creatine is only a supplement that weightlifters or people who exercise should take, and that's silly, as you'll notice after reading the study I'm sharing with you. It helps prevent injuries, traumatic injuries. It helps with recovery from injuries. It helps with mental aging. It's like a miracle drug that is so like underappreciated by the general public. And probably this is a bold claim, but it's probably not appreciated enough by the fitness community. So there's my take. Creatine monohydrate. Everybody should be taking it. All right. So we're just gonna warm up on the fly machine here. Get the pecs activated for push day. I like to put it pretty far back so I can get a good stretch, especially on the warm-up sets here. That's probably pretty good. Once we're feeling good, we'll why is that off? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's right. Once we're feeling good, we'll go for the full stack. So, how I like to start my workouts is by going 10 minutes in the sauna, just to kind of get a sweat on, move around a little bit in the sauna, warm up the joints. Sometimes I'll kind of massage the muscles that I'm going to be working today, just so I can get the blood flowing, warm up the muscles. And then after the 10 minutes, I'll do some either cable or band work just to kind of warm up a little bit more. I'll do external rotator cuff exercises if I'm doing push. I don't know, just kind of warm up a little bit, and then I'll go into like a high rep range, lower weight to start getting a pump. And once I've done that, I'll jump into the workouts. So let's see if we can full stack this. It's been a while since I've done the fly machine, so I don't know, what I'm capable of anymore. But I worked my chest pretty well on Monday. Today's Thursday. Depending on how I'm feeling, I'll probably do three different chest exercises, then I'll do some arms and shoulders. When I say arms, I mean triceps, since it's push day. But we'll see how many reps I can get out of this. Yeah, I shouldn't be doing full stack right now. First working set of the day. Can't even get 8 reps. I'm gonna lower it. Although 7 reps is good. But ideally I'd like to get a full stretch. I was only coming about here. If I can get a full stretch, I think I get a little bit of a better workout, because you get to work the muscles in a lengthened position as opposed to about 75% range of motion. Again, like I was talking about in the car, there are different schools of thought when it comes to working out, whether that's just prioritizing the lengthened position, or if that's prioritizing the shortened position, or if you do full range of motion. All vary, because I think every style has its pros and every style has its cons. So I try to dip my toes in all the different styles. Oh, wow. Three. Oh, wow. Okay. I need to go even lower. This is good though. I mean, pushing yourself to failure, you're getting a good workout in. Even if it's just 5 to 8 reps. On that, in one workout, I'll do some sets that are heavier weight, like this for me, where I'm only working, I'm working under 8 reps, and then I'll do other workouts where I'm doing even 20 to 30 reps just to get like a really good pump. But I usually limit those higher rep ranges to 1 or 2 around just to get a nice pump. When I do those 30 rep sets, it's usually a drop set. So I'll do like a 15 rep set where 15 is my failure, and then I'll drop it, not half to 50% of the way, but I'll drop it so that I can get out another 15 reps. Get a real good burn going. Anyway, enough talk. Let's lower this weight back down. Starting to feel good in the chest there. I think that's 10. Whew. Feeling it after that one. All right. 3 good sets. Let's move on to the next exercise. All right. Back at it. So, where were we? Oh yeah. So, I personally like to work the main, like if I'm doing push, That's chest, triceps, and shoulders. I like to work the biggest muscle group down to the smallest muscle group. So I'll isolate to my chest, which is hard to do because you generally work your delts when you're working chest. But I'll focus, the first few exercises will be chest dominant, and then shoulders, triceps, I kind of like vary which one I focus on next, because they're both kind of the less dominant muscle groups. But I feel like you can isolate your triceps better than you can isolate your shoulders. So that being said, I'll actually generally go chest, shoulders, and then triceps. So I feel like my triceps have the best endurance, so they don't get fatigued as quickly as my shoulders do. And that's why I'll work my triceps last. Let's throw on some more weight here. Okay. Something else that I have found to be pretty beneficial when I'm working chest is incline chest press, whether that's with the barbell machine or dumbbells, has been shown to work your overall chest just as good as flat bench, but it works your upper chest better than flat or decline. So I generally go for the incline over the flat for that reason. And studies also show, it's funny, I talked about how you just got to go and experiment, do what works for you. And now while I'm at the gym, I'm talking about, well, the data says this, the studies show this, which is all true. But the reason I have these opinions is because I've also experimented with it. I've gotten stronger and my chest has gotten bigger when I've put a primary focus on doing incline press as opposed to flat bench. So anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's move on to this next set. Let's see, I think I barely got 16. A little bit more fatigued. Let's just go until I can't. Ooh. Oh, wow. Seeing stars right now. Let's go for it. So I got less than 10 there. Probably gonna do a little bit of a drop set here. Also, I'm a fan of putting your freaking weights away. slow it down. Also, something you'll see me do on this channel is when I'm doing unilateral work or alternating between one side and the other, without a doubt, I always 100% of the time start with my weaker side. For me, that's my left side. I'm a righty since birth, and so naturally my left side is going to be a little bit weaker than my right side. With the goal to just even everything out, I'll always start with my weaker side. So if I'm doing dumbbell curls, I'll start with my left and alternate. Once my left side fails, I'll stop with my right side. As I've started doing that, I've noticed that they've come closer and closer to being about the same strength. Just a tip, try it out. Wow. Okay. Starting to feel it now. That feels pretty good. Maybe I'll throw on a 10. Feeling pretty good today. A little tired. But overall, I feel like we're getting a pretty good workout in. Yeah, hoodie's coming off. All right, let's push ourselves here. Go ahead. Thank you. Yeah. I feel like something I could and probably should work on, something that I'm lacking in, it's probably endurance, because I get pooped pretty quickly when I'm working out. I have a few goals this year. I've been doing kind of weightlifting without a real specific focus. Like I haven't focused too much on bodybuilding or powerlifting, but this year I want to learn how to snatch. So this first month, January, I've been kind of learning about it, learning the technique. I've got a long way to go before I start adding any weight to the bar. And I don't know if this is too lofty of a goal or if it's too small of a goal, but I have the goal to be able to snatch 225 by the end of the year. Let's move on. All right. We're gonna work some delts here. I like to go palms down here. And this may seem like an odd workout to most of you. But I find that this puts tension on my muscles right about there, which is kind of emphasizes the middle part of the range of motion, which is something that I feel like when I'm working my delts, I'm usually working either the shortened position or the lengthened position. So I like to throw this in with every push workout to work the middle range of motion. And I try to keep my shoulders depressed a bit. I try not to shrug them too much when I'm doing this, because that starts to reduce how much you're isolating your delts. Starts throwing in your traps a little bit too much, which is fine, but just one of my takes. Another good delt workout is going between the legs with your outside foot in front, though it doesn't really matter which foot's in front. But this works your delts in the lengthened position. Whenever I do that, whenever I'm working my lateral delts, I try to lead with my elbow and pinky as opposed to my thumb, because your thumb puts a little bit more emphasis on your anterior delt, your front delt, whereas if you're leading with your pinky, it puts a little bit more emphasis on your lateral delts. If you want to look wide and have bolder shoulders, your lateral and rear delts should be your focus, because you're constantly working your front delts, your anterior delts, with every pressing movement that you do. Again, starting with my weaker side, and then moving to my stronger side. Give you guys a point of view from the back here. Sometimes I like to do dead hangs. Feels good on my lats and my shoulders. Oh. All right, we'll go one more set, both sides. Then we'll go to a shoulder press, and we'll do some tricep work. Also, another tip here, seems to isolate or connect my mind with my muscle better, is instead of swinging your arm like a pendulum, try to push your arm out instead of up. Although it will look like a pendulum, the feel is different. It tends to work, at least for me, my shoulder better. Let's do the same here. Pushing out instead of swinging it up. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good there. Let's move on to overhead press. Normally I wouldn't be taking a squat rack for shoulder presses, but since it's the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, the gym's not busy, there are 2 more open squat racks next to me, so I don't really care. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to pull a Sam Sulek here because the bar's going to be hitting right here, right where my mic would be. Oh. Little tip here with shoulder press. A lot of people are going to be wanting to work the bar over their head, like around their face, when it should be a straight line. When the bar's above your head, you can push your head back through.
Sorry.
What? Oh, you're good. Don't even worry about it.
That's scary.
All right. I think she's recording too. Okay. Oh. Okay. I'm feeling cooked right now. I'll give you guys a look from my back. After my workout today, I'll show you guys some shoulder mobility exercises that have helped reduce shoulder pain. Alright, let's see how many we can get here. Those were good sets. My shoulders are cooked. Let's move on to triceps. All right. I'll go a little bit higher. It's funny. You can start a workout with triceps and full stack the cable, but if it's one of your last muscle groups to work, it's a lot harder to full stack it if it's even possible. Well, we can go heavier than this. I'm not trying to ego lift, but if I can get a good high quality set in with a full stack, why not do that, right? That was good. That was good. Let's full stack it. Let's see how many we can get. Might do 2 drop sets here. See how many reps we can get with full stack. And then once I can't get a full rep anymore, we'll pump a little bit. And we'll drop the weight significantly, say 40 pounds or so. We'll just rep it out. All right. Almost got a Charlie horse. My tricep there. One of the ways that I like to warm up my triceps is if I'm, well, there isn't any brain, there isn't any blood in my brain right now, so I can't speak correctly. One of my favorite warm-ups that I like to do when I'm working arms is I do 100 reps tricep extension, where I start with a full stack, and when I get to a failing point, I'll drop it, keep going, fail, drop until I hit 100 reps. And boy, your arms will be seriously cooked after that. That's it. I'm tapped. I'm tapped. Let's go stretch out. I've been working on my shoulder mobility for some 3 months, and I've learned quite a bit. A lot of people's shoulder immobility comes from tight surrounding muscles that supplement shoulder mobility, which are your lats, your chest, triceps, and biceps. So it's important to stretch those muscles if you want to get good shoulder mobility. So I will grab the top of a PVC, set it on the ground to stretch my lats. I will pull my back hip away and rotate my hips this way as I rotate my top that way. And the goal is to actively try and use your lat as you're stretching it. Sometimes I'll take this hand and push it away. And as I'm holding that, I will work different positions on stretching my lat. Do that both sides. Anyway, I'll do that for probably 2 minutes, both sides. I'm gonna try to keep my shoulders depressed here instead of elevating them. So try to keep my shoulders depressed. You'll feel a massive stretch in your chest here. It's easy to kind of tilt your hips like this, and you'll feel pressure on your lower back. So try and focus on having neutral hips here. Whoa. And where it's tightest, sometimes I'll rotate. I'll pull one arm down while I push the other up. The whole time I'm trying to pull my hands apart from each other. And then this is also a really good one when you want to work on external rotation. You grab it with the length of the pull coming out of the top of your hand. Let it fall to the outside of your arm. And then put pressure up as you're trying to pull down with your arm. And I'll move this around. I'll bring it in tighter. I'll go further away. Do that on both sides. And this is clearly sped up. I'll spend a significant amount of time doing this. If you need to work on internal rotation, which pretty much everyone does, you go behind your back like that and you pull down. It's important to try and keep your shoulder back when you're working on both external and internal rotation, as it gets a better stretch than if you were to bring your shoulder in and down. Again, sped up. I spend a lot more time doing this, but for the sake of keeping the video a little bit shorter, we're gonna speed it up for you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of my shoulder mobility stretches that I do. I wouldn't be able to learn how to snatch if I didn't have good mobility in my shoulders. That's it for this video. If you like it, go ahead and hit that like button, helps me out. Subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content. Again, this is the bag by Noble that I will be reviewing. First impression is that I love it. This white color, this cream color, gets dirty very quickly. But I don't mind that. It kind of adds to the patina that will give bad character. So thank you so much, and get after it.